It's up to us to do the work to be better allies and have each other's backs.
A number of Hollywood leaders and stars have spoken out over the weekend amid widespread unrest across the U.S. as people took to the streets to protest police brutality on African American lives and the death of George Floyd. Floyd died on May 25th in the hands of police custody. After being handcuffed by Minnesota police and pushed down on the ground, he pleaded with an officer who pressed his knee into Floyd's neck. Floyd repeated multiple times that he could not breathe. Following his death, protests have occurred across the U.S., beginning in Minneapolis before spreading nationwide. Lady Gaga was among a number of outspoken music stars that have voiced their support over the weekend. The superstar singer opened up in a lengthy social media post Saturday night saying, "I am outraged by the death of George Floyd as I have been by the deaths of exponentially too many Black lives over hundreds of years that have been taken from us in this country as a result of systemic racism and the corrupt system that supports it." She then said the voices of the Black community have, quote, "been silenced for too long," something that has proven deadly time and time again, adding, "Right now is a critical time for the Black community to be supported by all other communities so we can put a stop to something that is intrinsically wrong by the grace of God or whatever creator you do or do not believe in." Additionally, other music stars like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Rihanna, Ariana Grande, and Cardi B, just to name a few, have all been visible on social media voicing their support. Oprah Winfrey also broke her silence about the killing of George Floyd on Friday, assuring his death would not be in vain, writing, "George Floyd, we speak your name, but this time we will not let your name just be a hashtag. Your spirit is lifted by the cries of all of us who call for justice in your name." In the sports world, Michael Jordan was among those who spoke out, offering his condolences for Floyd's family and expressed how deeply saddened he feels. The legendary basketball player wrote, "I am deeply saddened, truly pained, and plain angry. I see and feel everyone's pain, outrage, and frustration. I stand with those who are calling out the ingrained racism and violence toward people of color in our country. We had had enough." Other outspoken entertainment industry figures included Spike Lee, who spoke out in an interview with CNN's Don Lemon, where he debuted a short film called Three Brothers: Radio Raheem, Eric Gardner, and George Floyd. Lee went on to say he doesn't condone the violence, but, quote, "I understand why people are doing what they're doing." Jane Fonda also made an appearance on CNN where she noted that people behind the Black Lives Matter movement and the Color of Change organization are not responsible for the violence that are part of some of the protests. She added, of what's happening, more and more white people are getting it. When Donald Trump was elected and the Band-Aid was torn off and people could see very blatantly the racism in this country, that's always been there. Some celebs condemned the violence associated with the protests, like Tyler Perry, who took to social media on Saturday morning saying, "Looting is not the answer." Perry warned followers saying, "Be careful where you are getting your information to join protests. There are people and other countries who are posting things pretending to be us, pretending to stand for peaceful protests, but they are trying to incite us into violence and chaos to try and do more harm." Meanwhile, some stars joined in on the protests, such as Jamie Foxx, who joined efforts on the ground in Minneapolis, and actor John Cusack, who was protesting in Chicago when he encountered police pushback, sharing multiple pictures and video on social media. But as a number of public figures fiercely speak out, some in Hollywood, as Don Lemon pointed out on CNN, have been notably silent. On Saturday, the journalist criticized celebrities and Hollywood for being strangely quiet. He noted that many stars have told him they can't come on his show to discuss the protests or other political matters because, quote, "I don't want people to see me mad. It might hurt my business. I'm so upset I have to go to my country house." He further questioned the entertainment industry at large, asking, why aren't they helping these young people? These young people are out there standing on a platform at the edge of an abyss by themselves. For his part, Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda issued an apology on Saturday night for taking part in the moral failure of not speaking up amid the ongoing protests taking place across the nation. That we have not yet firmly spoken the inarguable truth that Black Lives Matter and denounce systemic racism and white supremacy from our official Hamilton channels is a moral failure on our part.
Hamilton doesn't exist without the Black and brown artists who created and revolutionized and changed the world through the culture, music, and language of hip-hop.
As protests continue to grow nationwide, some have grown increasingly tense, such as in Los Angeles, where some stores have been looted, including some at the Grove, and buildings vandalized, such as the Quentin Tarantino-owned New Beverly Cinema, after a night of protesting. As a result of looting and violence, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti imposed a citywide curfew extended into Monday and enlisted help from the National Guard. For more updates to this story, head to THR.com. For the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Neha Joy.